Right now, someone just ruined their life in 10 seconds, all because they reacted instead of thinking. A message, a betrayal, a loss, and they exploded. Now they're jobless, loveless, powerless. But what if that person was you? What if you're one moment away from destroying your future because your mind was never trained for war? In the next minutes, you're not just watching a video, you're learning how to take your mind back. Because when chaos strikes, most people break. You won't. Welcome to Mental Upgrade, the fortress mind. Your peace doesn't depend on the world, it depends on the quality of thoughts you allow to live in your mind. Modern psychology has a name for this: mental hygiene. The daily act of filtering your thoughts, just like you filter the food you eat or the air you breathe. A study in Frontiers in Psychology revealed that people who practice something called mental filtering, the habit of analyzing and rejecting negative thoughts, show significantly lower anxiety, impulsivity, and self-destructive behavior. The Stoics knew this centuries ago. They didn't let just any thought in. They inspected it, tested it, and kept only what made them stronger. Ask yourself now, how many times do you let useless or destructive thoughts rule your day? Do you wake up and think, nothing will work out, before even doing anything? Or worse, do you even notice the thoughts you have? Most don't. They let anything in: social media, toxic conversations, negative news, endless distractions, and then they wonder why they're emotionally collapsing. The answer is simple. They opened the doors of their minds to chaos. The Stoic does the opposite. He filters. He asks, does this thought make me stronger or weaker? Does it make me calmer, more just, more clear? If the answer is no, he discards it. He doesn't debate. He doesn't dwell. Because he understands the mind is a temple, not a trash bin for emotional garbage. You can do this too. Whenever a negative thought enters, stop and ask, is this useful? Is this true? Does this make me better? If not, don't feed it. Don't argue. Ignore it with elegance. That inner filter, that mental discipline, is rare. But it can be trained. It can be practiced every day until it becomes automatic. Premeditation and armor. Next, the Stoics did something powerful. They trained their minds before the chaos arrived. Marcus Aurelius would wake up and remind himself, today, I will meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, envious, and selfish. That wasn't negativity. It was preparation. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. They imagined the worst, not to suffer ahead of time, but to become immune to emotional surprise. Modern psychology confirms this. It's called stress inoculation. Researchers from the University of Chicago showed that people who visualize negative events in advance, in small, controlled ways, build emotional resilience. They panic less, react less, suffer less. Try this. Before leaving your house, pause and tell yourself, I might get criticized, I might lose a deal, someone might disappoint me, and that's okay. I don't control them. I only control me. This simple ritual, repeated daily, literally changes the wiring of your brain. It teaches your mind to expect less comfort and more reality. And reality, not comfort, is what builds mental dominance. Because when you're ready for the worst, almost nothing can destabilize you. Detached observation. Another Stoic technique, imaginative detachment. They would mentally step outside of themselves, become observers of their own reactions. When something happens, don't say, it's a disaster. Say instead, it's information. This habit turns you into a mental analyst, not an emotional slave. Science backs this too. Emotional self-observation, also called cognitive diffusion, reduces activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, and it strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the seat of rational decision-making. Translation: when you observe yourself, you become calmer, sharper, and harder to manipulate. Imagine this. Instead of exploding in anger, you watch your anger. Instead of reacting, you recognize the emotion, you name it, you see it, and you let it pass, like a cloud in the sky. You say, "This is anger, but I don't have to act on it." That is power. The Stoics weren't cold. They weren't numb. They were masters of internal control. They knew the enemy was never the world. The enemy was their own uncontrolled reaction to the world, and mastering that was the highest victory. The silent sword. Now comes the final weapon, silence. In an age where everyone fights to say the last word, silence has become a revolutionary act. We are surrounded by noise, online arguments, opinions thrown like weapons, useless debates, words that solve nothing. The Stoics knew, the louder the voice, the more desperate the mind. Musonius Rufus said, "Learn first to be silent, only then speak with wisdom." Silence is not weakness, it's command. Why? Because the person trying to provoke you doesn't want truth. They want your reaction, your loss of control, your collapse. If you explode, you give them everything, your energy, your clarity, your peace. But when you stay silent, you expose them. You hold up a mirror, and most people cannot stand to see their own reflection without the distraction of a fight. Harvard studies show that trained silence, the ability to pause and say nothing, reduces neural activity in emotional centers of the brain. It increases clarity, regulation, and response time. That means silence isn't just polite, it's neurobiological dominance. The calmest person always wins. Now you know. Your thoughts build your reality. Your reactions determine your strength, and your silence can become your sword. This is Stoicism, not a philosophy for the classroom, but a weapon for the battlefield of life. Practice mental filtering, train for hardship, observe your emotions, embrace silence, and when the world tries to shake you, you won't break. Because you've become something rare, a mind that cannot be moved. Subscribe to Mental Upgrade, where we turn ancient wisdom into modern weapons. You're not here to survive, you're here to dominate your mind.